With our explorers safely back in Precipice, we do have some bookkeeping to do here. So thankfully, I get to remove all the wound markers that have accrued. Now there is some confusion as to what exactly happens with the inspiration tokens. With some people saying that they stick on over expeditions, with other people saying they don't. I am going to err on the side of caution, and I'm going to assume that they actually do not carry over. So unfortunately, all those wonderful inspiration tokens I have, I am going to be wiping out here. But the first step we have to do is we got to find out what sort of legacy card we are drawing here. So obviously at this point, if you're getting into this game on your own, this is where spoilers are going to start to happen here. So we're going to find out our first legacy card is heightened threat level. So we double the number of spindle drones encountered on a spindle drone encounter card. In addition, spindle drones start combat encounters with a threat level of 1 instead of 0. That doesn't sound like much, but that is actually kind of a big deal because spindle drones show up quite a bit, and they can definitely cause a little bit of damage there. So that's going to be an interesting threat to deal with here. But next step up is we're going to start seeing what sort of gear we can actually get from Precipice itself. So we're going to go into the trading step here, and we're going to find out what sort of gear each one of our different locations has. So starting with the Omicron, the Seeker Omicron here, I don't know what that symbol actually means. I don't know if that's like a... I don't know. I'm not even going to try and figure it out. So we're going to shuffle this up, and we're going to take 3 cards here and find out what we're looking at. So we got an anti-grav lifter, which is kind of a nice one, as it is an exhaust card. When the hostile that is adjacent to this explorer is activated, attacks made by that hostile are treated as being at range 2-3 against this explorer. Roll the Blackstone die each time this card is exhausted. On to 1-5, discard this card. Okay, that's kind of cool. Then we got the Tectonic Destabilizer. So we discard it to do a 4+ action, placing a Tectonic Destabilization marker beside the Explorer. With this Explorer, while this Explorer has a Tectonic Destabilization marker beside them, Explorers and hostiles within 3 hexes have a move value of 0. Remove the marker at the start of the Explorer's next activation. It's kind of a neat way of kind of getting away from stuff. And then we have the Light Killer Orb, which is another discard. When the initiative card for a hostile group is reached, the Explorer and any Explorers in the same hex are not visible to the hostiles from that group until the end of turn. Okay, so there's some interesting stuff there. Let's see what the Long Haul Gamma 3 Beta has for us. And as of right now, I'm hoping to find more exhaust cards than discard, but we'll see what happens. So we got a Techno Dendrite Rig, which use the card immediately after any Explorer discards a resource card. This Explorer is given the card that was discarded, and then this card is discarded. Okay, that's kind of an interesting one. We have a Data Spike Weapon Override, which is a discard to do a 1+ action. Pick a hostile that is visible to the Explorer. Make an attack against that hostile using one of its own weapons, ignoring cover and treating the range as being 1 hex. That could be interesting once I start running into some Chaos Space Marines. And Homing Ammunition. Exhaust this card after making an attack. Roll for this Explorer to change a failed result into... Exhaust this card after making an attack roll for the Explorer to change a failed result into a success, or a success into a critical success. In addition, this attack ignores cover. That is actually amazing. I think I might try and find someone to actually go pick that up. Especially as an exhaust card, means I get multiple uses out of that. And being able to change something into a critical success means I'm going to be able to get those clutch kills in when needed. Because being able to do a grievous wound, 3 wounds against something is a big deal. So on the Vanguard, we are looking at Meditation Beads, which is an exhaust to spend 1 inspiration point to remove 1 wound counter. Actually, that's really kind of cool. I might grab that. We have a Sigil of Corruption, which is discard action 1, range 3. Pick a hostile that is visible to the Explorer and in range. Place the corruption marker beside that hostile for the rest of the combat. That hostile suffers 1 wound at the end of each event phase. I like it, but I don't think it's worth grabbing. And then we got a Mind Trap Sigil, which is a discard this card. After a reinforcement roll is made for a hostile group, you can change that roll to a roll of your choice. Okay, so that one's, I mean, that would have been big in the last scenario, but I don't think that's terribly necessary. Not a lot of great stuff there, although the thing that allows me to get some wounds back is kind of a nice thing. And now we're going to check out the Traveler and see what we got there. So we're going to start with the Drakeskin Cloak, which I think that just jumped up to my priority here. Exhaust this card to reroll a failed defense roll for the Explorer. Give that to Janice Drake, I think would be actually a really nice option. We have a Melt-A-Bomb. So it's a discard, 1+ action, pick a hostile that is adjacent and visible. That hostile suffers 2 grievous wounds, so throw that at a Space Marine, that'll do some work. And an Auspex. Exhaust this card. Instead of drawing a discovery card for the Explorer, deal out the top 6 cards of the discovery deck, look at them, give 1 to the Explorer, and shuffle the other 5 into the deck. So I actually have some really good options here. So I need to take a look at where each Explorer is going to go and what we're going to be spending some Archaeotech on. And just see what I can actually do here, because I got some better options than I thought here, and I kind of want to spend all the money. So we're going to start ourselves off with Janice Drake here, and as much as I want to send him to the Vanguard to make use of the Commerce Lounge ability here, because I would love to try and find his item that gets him inspired. I think what we're going to do is we are going to send him over to the Vanguard. And oh wait, hold on a second. I mixed these up. The Vanguard cards are on the Traveler cards. That actually works out perfect for me. Okay. That's great. Okay, so scratch that. He's going to the Vanguard, and he's actually going to make use of the special ability here, which basically I roll the Blackstone die, the wonderful D20 right here. On a roll of a 1, nothing. Well, actually, I lose an Archaeotech card. On 2 to 15, nothing happens, but on a 16 plus, I can exchange one of the Archaeotech cards for a card of my choice from the Discovery deck. So looking for that 16 plus here, and I do get a reroll. So thankfully it's not a 1, but I get that reroll. And that is a 20. So we are going to exchange a piece of Archaeotech here. So we're actually going to take this 1 piece of Archaeotech, and we are going to exchange it from a card of my choice from the Discovery deck. And I think I know exactly what I'm going for here. We're going to look for, a clue would be nice. I didn't get very many of those in the last expedition. But I think what we're going to do is we are going to look for... yeah, that's it right there, the Empyrean Chronometer. So basically it is his agenda card, which means Janice Drake will be permanently inspired as long as he has that card. So I think that's a big deal for me right there. And that's going to make things a little bit easier going forward. So that's kind of nice. But that does mean I'm now also only operating off 5 Archaeotech as opposed to 6. So I can't get both the Cloak and the Auspex, which is unfortunate. So I think what I'm going to do is, because he does kind of get caught up quite a bit, oh geez, I really want that Cloak, but I don't think I can afford it. I'm going to spend the 2 Archaeotech here, and we're just going to get the Auspex for Drake as well, and he's going to hold on to that because he has the Remnants of the Fall, which is Amalan Shadow Guide's secret agenda, so he's going to hold on to that for the time being. But that is his options right there. We're going to go with at this point as well, and he doesn't have enough Archaeotech to really buy anything of real interest, but what we're going to do is we're going to move him over to facilities here, and he's going to take use of the scrap hanger here. Thankfully, he gets a reroll. If I roll a 1, he's actually going to get killed. So basically, we're going to roll for this. If the Explorer is on a roll of a 1, killed in the same manner as if they failed a recovery roll. On a 2 to 10, nothing happens, but on 11 plus, the Explorer randomly receives a randomly chosen Archaeotech card from the Discovery deck. So on a 20, that is going to be a randomly chosen one. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the deck, do a little bit of shuffling here, because I've been putting stuff back in. Who knows, maybe I'll get lucky and we'll get Rain and Rouse's inspiration card here. And we're going to get a clue. So that's actually good, considering I had a complete lack of clues in the last exploration there. So that is good, and I don't think there's anything here that he really wants to buy. Like, I like the idea of the homing ammunition, but I do not have the money for that. No one actually does at this point, not without trading a bunch of cards here. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to move on to Rain and Rouse. And you know what? They are also going to go into the Long Hauler Gamma. because they get the same ability as here, and as long as I don't roll a 1, I'm looking good. So that is a 10. I do get a reroll, though, because this is Rain and Rouse. So we are going to try our luck again and hope not for a 1. 13. So once again, we're going to go back to the Discovery deck, and we are going to just randomly choose an Archaeotech card. And we're getting another clue. So I was hoping for a little bit more stuff there, but that is good because that's giving us our clues that we need here. So that's going to bring us on to Aegisbrand Locarno, and we're going to just take a second to decide what we're doing there. And Aegisbrand is actually going to go to the Vanguard as well. He's not going to take advantage of that ability to basically exchange one of the cards because I don't want to risk losing it. And he's actually just going to spend his 4 Archaeotech here to basically buy that Drakeskin Cloak, because that is going to be very helpful, and it's probably going to get it's probably going to get shifted around somewhere, but he is going to just take that and call it a day. I think that is everything we need to do for the trading step. And that's going to bring us to the end of the phase in Precipice there, and our explorers are going to go back into the Blackstone Fortress. I think I am going to run the same team for this next expedition, see how well that turns out. Although I might be swapping out Aegisbrand Locarno after this one. I don't know. I just want him in there because I want to be able to pass the Drakeskin Cloak off to Janice Drake at this point. But yeah, so this is the team we are going to go into. So be sure to stay tuned and come on back for the second expedition into the Blackstone Fortress on this road from Precipice. Happy wargaming.